All right, today we are looking at evaluating polynomial functions. So the first thing we need to discuss is what exactly does the word evaluate mean? Evaluate means to find the value of. All right, and then a polynomial function. Remember last lesson we talked about what a polynomial was, which is an algebraic expression having more than one unit. So a polynomial function is not just an expression anymore, it's actually a function. With more than one term. All right, so keep these things in mind as we proceed. There are two ways to evaluate a function. The first one is direct substitution, and this one you all are already familiar with. All right, so for example, find f of -3 using direct substitution when f of x equals 4x to the fourth plus 10x to the third plus 19x plus 5. All right, so we've done this before. Now, maybe not with a huge polynomial like this, but we've done this before. Remember that whatever is in the parentheses, we're substituting that in for x. So everywhere we see x, we're going to plug that in. So let's do that. So we have f of x equals 4 times negative 3 to the fourth, -3 to the fourth, plus 10 times -3. Remember, we're just substituting this in for the x, which is why our exponents go on the outside, plus 19 times -3 plus 5. All right, and if we'll get out our handy dandy calculator here, we'll find out that -3 to the fourth power, if I can find my bucket. Y'all ever have a day when you can't find the right button on your calculator? There we go. -3 to the fourth power is -81. So, see, I forgot my parentheses. So, -3 to the fourth power. So, -3 times -3, that's going to give me a positive. Times -3 will be a negative. Times another -3 will give me a positive. So, this should be positive 81. So, 4 times 81 plus -3 cubed. This one will actually be an odd number. Is -27. So 10 times -27 plus 19 times -3, which is -57 plus 5. All right, then let's finish doing our multiplication. So 4 times 81, 324. 10 times -27 is -270 plus a -57, so we just say -57 plus 5. Plug all this into the handy dandy calculator and we get 324 minus, don't forget my 0, 270 minus 57 plus 5, 2. So f of x equals 2. All right, so that's direct substitution. You just literally plug it in. All right, so let's do another example. Find f of 2 when f of x equals 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. So we're going to take our 2 and we're going to plug it in everywhere we see x. So f of x equals 2 times 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 3. So now looking at this, everywhere I had an x up here, I now have a 2. So let's actually do our math. So f of x equals, first we do parentheses and exponent. So 2 squared is 4. So we're going to say 2 times 4 minus 5 times 2, 10 plus 3. All right, let's finish. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 10 plus 3. And this one we could do in our head without even the aid of a calculator. So 8 minus 10 is negative 2 plus 3 is 1. There we go, equals 1. All right. So this just follows exactly like we've done before. You did a lot of this in Algebra 1, where you just evaluated, you plugged it in. All right, so today we're going to briefly introduce a new method for evaluating, and this is called synthetic division. It's sometimes called synthetic substitution. All right, and this one it's a little different. All right, now I don't want you to panic if you do not understand this completely today. We are doing a whole lesson over this in our next lesson. So see if you can get it. If you can't get it, don't panic. We'll get a lot more practice on it. All right, so let's start. So the first thing we do is we're going to pull out the coefficients. Remember that the coefficients are all the numbers in front. Okay? And not only are we pulling out the coefficients, we're also going to pull out that last constant. So we want all of just the plain numbers here, right? And so then we're going to write them out. Oops, I had minimized my thing accidentally. There we go. So we're going to say 4, 10, 19, 5. All right. Bring this down. We're going to put our negative 3 right here. Okay, so this kind of looks like regular division, right? Only upside down and backwards. All right, I've actually drawn this line up too far. I need space underneath here. All right. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this 4 down, and we're going to multiply. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And we're going to add down, okay? So whatever's behind here, so 10 plus negative 12 gives me negative 2. And then I'm going to multiply again. So negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. Then I'm going to add down. So 19 plus 6 is 10. And actually, we've done something wrong. I've missed a step. Because, did you notice here that we went from x cubed to just x? I forgot to put in a space for my x squared. So let's fix that, shall we? So that would be 0, and then 19, and then 5. If we do it properly, it makes a big difference. All right, so let's do this again. So negative 3 times negative 2 is still positive 6. So that brings me 0 plus 6 is 6. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. 19 minus 18 is 1. And negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And 5 plus negative 3, or just 5 minus 3, is 2. So my answer is just this last digit here. So f of negative 3 equals 2. All right, let's try another one here. Okay, that was a big example. So let's do these last two. All right, so f of 2 is this. All right, so we want to bring down all of our numbers, just the numbers. We're going to say 2, negative 5, 3. Draw our division bars, make sure that we're leaving space, and we're doing it by 2. First thing we do, we just bring down the first number. All right, so 2 times 2 is 4. We put that here. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. We write that there. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer is f of 2 equals 1. And if we wanted, we could check this, right? If I plugged in 2 everywhere that there was an x, let's check it. So 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, so 8. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10, plus 3. So 8 minus 10 is negative 2, plus 3 equals 1. So we know this works. We've got the correct answer. All right, let me erase some of my scribbles over here, where my palm is touched the screen here. All right, so let's do one more synthetic division. All right, notice for this one, I've got an x cubed, but I don't have an x squared term, and I don't have an x term. So we need to make sure that we put the zeros in for that. So if we were going to write this completely, we would write this 3x cubed plus 0x squared. That should be 2. There we go. Plus 0x plus 15. We have to have our placeholders in there. Otherwise, this will not work out properly. All right, so let's write this down. So 3, 0, 0, 15. Draw in our division bars. And f of negative 1. So first thing, we bring this down. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. 0 plus negative 3 is negative 3. There we go. Negative 3 times negative 1 is a positive 3. So 0 plus 3 is 3. And negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. And 15 minus 3 is 12. So f of negative 1 equals 12. And if we plug this in, we should see that we're right. So if we plug in negative 1 for x, so negative 1 cubed is negative 1, because negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, times negative 1 is negative 1. So negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 15 is 12. So this is our final answer. All right, and that is it for today's lesson. Like I said, if you don't completely get the synthetic division, don't panic. We will indeed be doing more of this in the next lesson. So do your best. And as always, if you have any questions, send me an email. Have a great day, guys.